Together. 1, 2, 3.
Hi,
Ladybugs. Say, how are you?
How are you?
All right, so here we are with Elle. And we're doing our Q&A video that we promised. I'm Elle's mom. If you're not familiar with who I am a very successful natural hair and beauty editor-in-chief. I have a website called kinkycurlycoilyme.com, and I also have a YouTube channel where I am the host, Black is Beautiful. So I am the voice and the person behind the camera doing Elle's hair, or in front of the camera doing Elle's hair, and boy, am I shiny. Yeah, I'm shiny. So Elle, tell everybody, how old are you?
I'm 2.
Let me see your face. Say, I'm 2.
I'm 2.
Okay, and we got a...
1.
Who's 1?
JJ.
JJ's 4.
4.
Her brother, Joel Jr., he's 4. So Elle, we're going to answer questions that everybody asked me on your back to school video. No, we're not going to watch it now, but we're going to answer their questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
So the first question is, Elle, tell me, how do you test out and try products on Elle's hair? Do you know how I test products on your hair?
Nope.
Nope? Okay. So the answer is, I don't actually have like a system. If I get a product that I am using on my hair and I want to try it on Elle's hair, I just try it. Most of the products that I used on her hair when she was a baby, like an infant, a younger toddler, like 1 year old, they were mainly products that were for kids, like Shea Moisture kids, Eden Body Works kids. However, I noticed that a lot of the products that I use for my hair, because they're made with natural ingredients, they're safe enough for me to use on Elle's hair. So sometimes when I run out of her kids' products, I do use my products, and I've noticed that the adult products work just as well or even better on her hair. And even though she is a kid, I'm not seeing any like allergic reactions with her. Because I know what's in the products, I feel very confident. So there is no test process to see like, you know, a test section or something like that. But if you have a child that has sensitive skin, which is not the case with Elle, I would say test out the product on the back of her ear. Mama, can you stand up so I can show them? Test the product. Stand up. Move your hand. Test it out on the back of their ear here to see how they would react to it. And if you see a reaction like after several hours, then you probably know that you don't want to use that product on their hair. But that would be my recommendation. And that question was from Among Inc. Thank you for your question.
Bye, Yummy.
Bye, Elle. Okay, she's leaving, guys. So the next question that I have here is, this is from Akeisha Wright, and she says that she's in the process of regrowing her daughter's nape and edges, and she's also working on a regimen for her hair. And do I have any tips on regrowing? So I'm a big proponent on not wearing Elle's hair or even my hair in really tight styles, because they do break the edges and the nape. So for your daughter, I would suggest you allow her to wear her hair out loose in her afro. I know it does require a lot more work and more maintenance, but depending on the length of her hair, wearing her hair loose in an afro is the absolute best way to prevent any type of breakage, because you're not pulling it up into a puff or pulling it back into a low ponytail. You're not putting you know, click clackers or bobos or knockers in there to cause any friction or tension. And if you don't want to wear her hair out in a twist out or her afro, then if you twist her hair up at night for bed, leave her twists in for several days at a time, and then take it out for a twist out and let her wear the twists as a style. And my favorite way for Elle to wear her twists out as a style is to keep the twists in and then put a headband on her hair, and it just makes it look so much more cuter, because you know, girls look awesome in headbands. So thank you for your question, and that's what I would suggest. Also for regrowing the area, I would suggest using some natural oils, maybe a coconut oil. I love castor oil, and you can try to massage that on the area of her hair where it's broken, and do that every couple of nights. The things that you do for yourself as an adult, you can easily and confidently do those same things for your children, especially when you're using natural ingredients. Something that is natural and organic is not harmful to your children at all. One of the ladybugs, So Ju, asked, is Elle a model? Yes, Elle is a model. Elle recently got signed to a talent management agency in New York City in July. We've not had any auditions or anything like that just yet, but she technically is a child model. And if you want to see Elle's professional photos that I take on my camera, or our photographer, which is Dad, he takes, you can totally go to Elle's Instagram page and see her pictures. She has beautiful pictures there. Mama, come and tell everybody, say follow me on Instagram. Tell them.
Follow me on Instagram.
So cute. Sit down.
I fall.
Ladybug Amia Chavans, she asked if we can braid Elle's hair. Absolutely. For the winter, fall, and winter, I usually keep Elle's hair braided. So for those of you who want to see braided styles, I promise they're going to be coming. For the summer, because Elle had swimming, you know that she was going to swimming, and I mentioned this in her swimming regimen video. She was swimming 2 times a week, and that was all of July and the first 2 weeks of August. So with that being said, keeping her hair in braids just would not work. So what we did was wear it out in a puff or some type of like afro style or twist out, because it was just more manageable that way. But now that, you know, fall is coming back, trust and believe you're going to see her hair in braids. Ladybug Madison Shorty asked, how do you clarify her hair? And I've never clarified Elle's hair. So Ladybug Fafa asks, how often do you wash Elle's hair, and do you moisturize her hair daily using the lock method? I braid my son's hair every week, but I don't wash it every week because his hair gets so dry. What products would you suggest to keep her hair moisturized with braids? To keep his hair moisturized with braids. So the first question is, how often do I wash her hair? Her normal hair washing routine is once a month, and I'm not joking. With the exception of this summer where Elle was doing swimming and going into chlorine water twice a week, we wash Elle's hair once a month. Now, in terms of like daily maintenance and daily moisturizing, because Elle's normal routine is a braided style that she'll wear for about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, I don't have to moisturize the braided style daily. So every few days, maybe on the 3rd day, midweek or something like that, I will take a little bit of oil. I'll take an oil from an applicator bottle and run it down the parts of her braids, and then I'll apply a leave-in conditioner on top of the braids, and that's it. I can make some recommendations of like products that I really like. I like using an all natural oil, coconut oil, olive oil, argan oil, any type of oil like that. And then for the leave-in that we've been using recently has been Cream of Nature Mango and Shea Butter Leave-In Conditioner. It is pretty amazing. You will find it to be super moisturizing, and it smells amazing too, and it's very affordable. So that would be my recommendation for daily moisturizing. So, Ladybug Joy Sabrina, she asks, is there a reason why you stopped using the Shea Moisture line for Elle? So we haven't stopped using the Shea Moisture line for Elle. It's just that we're no longer using it exclusively. And when I first started using products on Elle's hair, Shea Moisture was the only one that I had ever used and didn't really need to use anything else. But since I started experimenting and trying new products on her hair, I found ones that I like, and I just want to use those too. You've noticed in the last month we've been using the Cream of Nature products because I really like the way that they work on her hair. But I do interchange products from various brands all the time. There's no like one product that we're only using, but Cream of Nature is the one that I like the most at this time. But we're trying new things, so be open to seeing me use different products on Elle's hair all the time. Okay, Ladybug Mrs. Jones 3750, she asks, do you have any advice on how to grow my toddler's hair? Now, I know a lot of moms see Elle's hair and how long it is, and they're just like, oh my goodness, I wish my daughter's hair could be that long. What am I doing wrong? How can I get her hair to grow? And you know, for the most part, Elle's hair growth is partly attributed to genetics. My parents, my mom always tell me that when I was a little girl, I had a lot of hair. Now, I know sometimes, you know, people will say a lot of hair and it doesn't always mean like it was super long or thick or full. We don't know exactly what that means, but for the most part, I did have a lot of hair. My hair I don't remember or have ever seen any photos of my hair being a lot like Elle's, as long as Elle's, but I do know that For the most part, Elle's hair is growing well because part of it is genetic. So this is most likely what healthy hair growth, given my expertise in hair, looks like, and the fullest potential of her hair is what you see here. And like I said, healthy hair growth. So, you know, like I said, a lot of it has to do with healthy hair practices. I've never used heat on Elle's hair ever. I've never, ever blow dried her hair, and of course I've never flat ironed it. Another thing that I do with Elle's hair is I focus on being extremely gentle. You guys see how I detangle her hair. I'm not detangling her hair during the week. This is a puff that Elle has, you know, been wearing for the day or a few days. It's not perfect, and I don't fuss over it. I'm not fussing that her hair needs to be brushed back and her baby hairs need to be laid. Like, that's not a goal of mine when it comes to her hair. I'm not combing through it on a daily basis. The only time we comb through Elle's hair,
sip in here.
okay. The only time I comb through Elle's hair is if it's being detangled, and you saw my regimen, my routine with her. If you didn't, you need to check it out, where I basically just make sure her hair is completely saturated in water and in conditioner, and then I finger detangle it, and then I do a thorough detangling with the comb. And her weekly regimen, as I stated earlier, is very simple. It stays in braids all week or in twists all week, and then we take it down for a twist out. That's like her normal routine. So when she was a baby, I just moisturized her hair and left it loose in its natural afro. Like, that was it. No manipulation using small rubber bands and trying to get her hair into these rubber bands and all of that kind of stuff. I didn't do none of that. I wanted her hair to grow in freely before I made, you know, any decision. You want to ask Grandma to blow it?
Yeah.
I wanted her hair to grow in, you know, simple, carefree, not too much manipulation. So I can't tell you 100% what you have to do exactly, because it's no one thing. It's a lot of factors. But so Ladybug D. Robinson asked, when did you start using a bonnet for her? And we started using a bonnet for Elle when she was about a year old, maybe a little younger than a year old. She had a good amount of hair that I felt like it warranted protection, and because children's hair tends to be really dry. I know you experience it. I don't think any mother would say that their daughter's hair is not dry. For the most part, everyone complains about this. I knew that for me, wearing a bonnet for bed helped to preserve my moisture, so it just made sense to do the same for Elle. Ladybug Brittany Williams asks, how do I feel about rubber bands in her hair? And I am not a fan of rubber bands. Use ouchless bands or elastic bands, but I do not use rubber bands ever. Ladybug A Thorn 223 says, do you ever trim her hair? If so, how often? And the answer is no. I've never trimmed Elle's hair. When she turned 2 years old, I did say that I was going to trim her hair. And I have noticed in the last couple of months that she could definitely benefit from a trim. So I am going to make a trimming video so that everyone can see Elle's first trim. I am not a stylist, but I know a thing or two of getting rid of some, you know, of dead ends. And my goal will be to do that, like I said, in a video for everyone to see, okay? So that's all the time I have for questions. There is still a lot of questions that I just cannot get to, but I will do my best to reply to you all directly in the comments as I've been doing. And if you have more questions that you want to see in a Q&A video, definitely leave them below this video. And then what we can do is Elle and I can do our best to make maybe a monthly Q&A video answering everyone's questions. I appreciate all of the video requests because they really do help us figure out what we're going to do. Thank you for supporting this channel as much as you have been. Elle has gotten so many subscribers in such a little amount of time, and we really do appreciate it. We recognize that everyone really likes the hair videos. Those are the most popular. But I encourage you to watch the other videos that Elle is producing as well, because you can share those videos with the children that are in your life. I don't necessarily need you to watch Elle's video as she's, you know, talking about her favorite story of the month. However, you may have children that you think would benefit from watching that type of video. So do support those videos as well. They mean a lot to us because we want Elle's channel to be well-rounded. And thank you so much for for everything. We really do appreciate you. Elle, come on. We want to say thank you so much and thank you for watching. And we want to say goodbye, ladybugs. Come here.
You cannot come in because I'm busy by you.
We know you're busy. Look over here. He can stand right there. Come on, let's say it. We're going to say bye, ladybugs.
Bye, Ladybug.
Look right here and say it.
Bye, Ladybug.
Can we do it together? Yes?
Yes.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. Bye,
Bye,
ladybugs.